This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Eunette Gentry. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Welcome. It's Tuesday, August 11th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Eunette Gentry.
Well, two people were taken to the hospital after a pickup truck collided with a Nye County Animal Control van here in Pahrump today.
3 people, including a Nye County Animal Control officer, were assessed for injuries after a crash at the intersection of Basin Avenue and Linda Street around noon Tuesday. We don't know what led to the collision, but the animal control van did end up on its side, and the pickup had serious front-end damage. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue medics transported 2 of the people involved to Desert View Hospital. No animals were inside the van at the time of the crash. The intersection was closed while crews cleared the vehicles and debris from the intersection. Nevada Highway Patrol is handling the investigation.
And Jenny Sarton, CEO of the Pahrump Chamber of Commerce, went before the Board of County Commissioners on August 4th during that meeting to request an outdoor festival license for the Balloon Festival to be held March 25th through 27th next year at Petrick Park in Pahrump. Sarton said that the Chamber is ready to proceed if the governor gives the go-ahead. And the big concern of the board is where the state will be due to the COVID-19 pandemic that is ongoing. Sarton says the Chamber is prepared.
We have to be flexible, be ready, have a plan B, a plan C. Initially, as you know, this would have been in February. We bumped it out a few months in the hopes we're going to be positive, think positive, that we're going to be ready to move forward at that time. If not, we'll come back to the table and push it out a little bit further because we're determined to move forward and have this event for the community.
It's unanimous. Go balloon.
Thank you. Up and away.
Well, there was a unanimous vote by the Board of County Commissioners for optimism, which was amid the recent cancellations due to COVID-19. The most recent cancellation was the Pahrump Fall Festival, which was a disappointment to the community. We can only hope that by March, the Balloon Festival will not also succumb to that virus. Well, we'll have more news right after this break.
This segment of the news is brought to you by P&P Property Management. Knowledge, experience, communication, and trust. Call Cynthia at 775-727-4444.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, at the August 4th meeting of the Nye County Board of Commissioners, Chief Scott Lewis, Director of Emergency Management, reported about COVID-19 testing statuses for Nye County.
So we continue with an upward trajectory of new cases of COVID within the county. However, the majority of those cases are within Pahrump. Many days over the last several weeks, we have been in double digits. Most days, but not all days. We recently have experienced less than double digits over the last few days, so we're hoping that that is our new pattern. Our Pahrump cases since we last met have increased approximately 107 to 338 cases in Pahrump, 14 in Amargosa, 8 in Beatty, 14 in Tonopah, and 3 in Smoky Valley. That's a total of 377 cases, Commissioner. However, 7 of these are antibody tests that have come in, so that we deduct those from the total count, as we don't include those because they're not active cases. We also transferred a total of 8 to Clark County. That is through the tracing that we've recognized that they are in fact not Nye County residents. They're actually residents of either Henderson or Las Vegas and are deleted. And unfortunately, we have increased our number of deaths by 3 to 9. And that 2 occurred within 1 day. The hospitalization continues to remain a concern in both Las Vegas and Pahrump, and you may wonder why Las Vegas. A lot of our citizens go to Las Vegas-based hospitals for care other than the COVID. That is also where the 2 additional deaths occurred. That we're anticipating that the death rate will continue to rise as we have several of our citizens that remain in serious or critical condition in Las Vegas-based hospitals. A growing concern is the age category of some of our patients. We now have cases that involve 1-year-old, 2-year-old children, a number of children who are ages from 6 up to 17 years of age. And we have recently increased our testing. We are over 5,500 tests completed. The lines have been lengthy, which is good because it shows that people care and they're out there making sure that they are going to be safe as possible and for their families. We do see a number of large family get-togethers that are still impacting us in a negative way. We have several families that have a large number of COVID patients within the family unit.
And the good news is there are no new cases reported here in our area during the last 24 hours. Chemisys Laboratory through Serenity Health is offering drive-up testing right here in Pahrump. You can get tested on Mondays from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. and on Wednesday and Fridays from 7 a.m. until 9 a.m. No appointment is necessary. All you have to do is bring your ID and an insurance card if you have insurance. If you don't have insurance, you will still be allowed to get testing. That drive-up testing site is on East Calvada, and you can also call to make an appointment. You can call 702-234-5398. And gambling stocks fall on the news of the expected cancellation of college football. The Trump administration says it is willing to put more money on the table to keep stimulus talks alive. And some tech firms are challenging the president's ban on foreign workers. Angela Miles has that and more in today's Foreign and Fiscal News.
Topping our news, the Big Ten plans to cancel the 2020 football season and gambling stocks are in play. Shares of DraftKings started to fumble on Monday ahead of the cancel call expected today. Secretary of Treasury Steven Mnuchin tells CNBC the Trump administration is willing to put more money on the table as stimulus talks stall out. Over the weekend, President Trump's executive orders included a reduced rate of $400 per week. Originally, workers who were out of work received $600. The executive order faces legal challenges. Top tech firms, led by Amazon and Facebook, are filing a legal brief to fight the president's ban until the end of the year on some foreign workers who want to come to America. The companies argue the visa restrictions hurt American businesses looking to hire skilled tech workers. The president says it frees up jobs for unemployed Americans.
Thanks, Angela. Well, the Nye County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help in locating a man who allegedly started a fire outside a Pahrump home.
The incident happened around 2:30 Monday afternoon at this home on Retread Road near Barney Street. A woman who lives at the home tells News 25 she heard someone outside her front door. When she opened the door to see who it was, she says she saw a man who seemed surprised that someone was home. The resident says after opening the door, she also saw a towel on the front porch that had been set on fire. The man took off, but before he did, the woman says he poured a liquid believed to be gasoline on the burning towel. She says she managed to throw the towel off the porch and extinguish the flames, so the outside of the home was not damaged. The resident describes the suspect as a tall white male who was wearing a baseball cap. He drove away in a white Nissan Altima. If you have any information that might help the sheriff's office identify this person, they ask that you give them a call. The number, 775-751-7000. You can remain anonymous.
And Sullivan's Pub and All-Star Real Estate is teaming up to help feed Pahrumps hungry. Mike Hickey of All-Star Real Estate and a member of the band Ear Candy is telling us all about the event that's set for this weekend.
Saturday, August the 15th, we're going to have a benefit to help feed Pahrumps hungry. We asked that everybody would bring a can of food or non-perishable food items and bring your mask. We don't want to get in any trouble with the state folks. Anyway, it's going to be from 8 o'clock till midnight on August the 15th. Ear Candy is going to be hosting it. Ear Candy and friends. There'll be some other friends in town that'll stop by and sit in. And just going to have some fun and get some food, help the folks here in Pahrump that are hungry.
So what kind of food items are they hoping to get, and how will they be distributed?
Mostly just food. Cans of food would be the best, but some sort of a non-perishable food item for the homeless and for people that are just not doing real well because they got laid off or whatever. And the last few times I've just been giving it to churches and letting them distribute it among their parishioners, which worked out okay.
Mike says the event is open to everyone and there is no admission fee.
No fee, just stop by, bring a can of food, have some fun. Get something to eat there if you like, have a cocktail. Sullivan's is at 2450 West Mesquite, and it used to be called the Town Hall for those of you that have been around for a while. It's Saturday, August the 15th, and it's going to be from 8 to midnight.
All right.
And we hope to see everybody there.
All right, don't grab that remote. When News 25 returns, we'll have more health news you need during this ongoing pandemic.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, electric scooters or e-scooters have been popping up around metropolitan areas for a few years. A recent study looks at whether an increase in scooter use is also a means for an increase in ER visits. Cleveland Clinic's Dr. Tom Waters says the rate of injuries from e-scooters is climbing.
It looked at the rates of injuries, and it found that the rate of injuries from electric scooters has nearly tripled in the last 4 years.
The study looks at data on people visiting emergency departments for electric scooter injuries from 2014 to 2018. Researchers found that in the last year of the study, there was a dramatic increase in both injuries and hospital admissions associated with e-scooter use. In the time period studied, the number of e-scooter injuries increased by more than 200%, while hospital admissions increased by more than 300%. Results show people were most likely to injure their heads and upper and lower extremities. The most common types of injuries were fractures, contusions, abrasions, and lacerations. Dr. Waters says while e-scooters are a convenient mode of transportation, this study shows us injuries can happen if you're not careful. He says it's best to make sure the person operating the scooter has a driver's license and knows the rules of the road.
Make sure that the area around you is clear, that you're watching traffic and for pedestrians, and also highly advise against operating these when you're under the influence.
Dr. Waters says an electric scooter may seem harmless, but it's important to remember they can go faster than you might think. He urges riders to follow all safety guidelines and pay attention to their surroundings at all times. Complete results of the study can be found in JAMA Surgery.
Thanks so much, Brad. And now it's time to meet another pet available for adoption right now from Desert Haven Animal Society. In today's Save a Pet, Darby O'Donnell is introducing us to a cutie named Cassie.
Today's Save a Pet is proudly sponsored by Jason Ernest with Mountain West Lawyers. Call 775-727-9500.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Cassie. Cassie is a 3 to 4 year old German Shepherd mix. She is a smaller German Shepherd, so she's obviously mixed with something. She has black fur and a little bit of beige on her chest and on her legs and little white feet. She has a very mellow personality. They say that she would prefer to be the only dog in the home, but she's super sweet. Like, immediately she comes out, she likes to hang out. She's not a lot of high maintenance in like the sense that she needs to be played with a lot, but she's a super sweet girl. She also likes to stare at people that are behind us and show you her butt. Cassie, come here. Come here. Okay, there you go. So if you want to come and see Cassie or any of her friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society, take her out in the yard so she can show you her cute little personality. Give them a call ahead of time to make an appointment, 775-751-7020, or you can look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society. Would you like to say anything?
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, it's time to take a look at what our current conditions are like this beautiful Tuesday. Let's take a look at how high those temperatures will keep climbing right after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donohue with today's weather. In Las Vegas, we had a high of 107 degrees, a low of 76. Death Valley at 114, a low of 82. Amargosa 103, a low of 67. 99, a low of 65 in Beatty. 91, a low of 56 in Goldfield, 90 degrees for the high in Tonopah and Carson City, 55 for the low in Tonopah, 52 for the low in Carson City, Now 93 for the high in Fallon and 91 for the high in Fernley, and both of those towns have a low of 56 degrees. Now today in Pahrump, we saw sunny skies. Our high today was 102 degrees. Winds out of the south-southwest up to 16 miles per hour, 7% humidity, and our sunrise at 5:59 this morning. Now tonight, expecting clear skies. Our low is going to be 74 degrees. It's 100 degrees outside currently with 11 mile per hour winds out of the east-southeast. Humidity at 10%, and our sunset at 7:37 tonight. Now taking a look ahead to the 7-day, still going to be seeing a little bit of sunny skies for the end of this week, but we do have some clouds coming on Thursday, and pretty much on Sunday for the beginning of next week, we're going to be seeing some more clouds as well. Now for those wind speeds from Wednesday to Saturday, we're going to be seeing winds anywhere around 11 to 13 miles per hour. Now looking at our temperatures from Wednesday to Friday, we're pretty much going to be seeing our highs in those low hundreds, around 100 and 104 degrees. And then over the weekend and the beginning of next week, those temperatures are going to go up to about 108 to 110 degrees. Now for overnights on Wednesday to Friday, we're going to be seeing those around those high 70s, around 77, 76 degrees. Then pretty much the same story from the weekend through the beginning of next week. We're going to be seeing our lows going up into about those low 80s, around 80 and 81 degrees. And now with that, we're going to throw it back to the desk with Deanna and Eunette.
Thanks so much, Michael. Well, there is a phase 3 clinical trial underway right now for the COVID-19 vaccine. Dr. Anthony Fauci explains the process.
A phase 3 clinical trial is the third component of a stepwise approach to proving the safety and efficacy. It is primarily geared to determine if the vaccine actually works. In other words, you enroll thousands of people. In the current ones, there's about 30,000 people. Half of them get the vaccine, half of them get a placebo, and then you wait and see what happens with infections in the community. If those who get the vaccine have a significantly lower opportunity or significantly lower incidence of getting infected, then that proves the vaccine is effective. If there's no difference, that proves it's not effective. And in some cases, people might even do worse, which is the reason why you follow the vaccine carefully to make sure that there's no unintended safety issues. So you do a lot of people, you follow them carefully, and you prove or not that the vaccine works. You could never make guarantees when you do this, but the projection from experience and the way things are planned now, we hope by the end of this year, by the late fall, early winter, that we will know whether the vaccine is safe and effective. And doses can be made available to people by the end of the year, the beginning of 2021. Ultimately, there will be hundreds of millions of doses available within the calendar year 2021, and perhaps even more. They will start being phased in very likely in tens of millions of doses in the beginning of 2021. The companies are already starting to manufacture the doses in anticipation that they will have a safe and effective vaccine. That's a financial risk that the government is making in order to make sure that we have it in a timely fashion.
All right, so you can learn more about the clinical trials and you can volunteer for the study as well by going to coronaviruspreventionnetwork.org. That's coronaviruspreventionnetwork.org to find out more about these clinical trials. And we do want to say that back to school?
August 24th, and that's another issue with the coronavirus, keeping students and our teachers, faculty, and staff safe. So we want to make sure that everyone is up to date with all of the latest information. Please stay abreast to look up information online, and you can always find that news here at News 25. We'll keep you updated.
And of course, for more information on back to school, you can go to the Nye County School District's website or Facebook page. We want to say once again, congratulations to you, Baldo, and Emily, on the birth of Melody Rose. She was born the other day. She's 6 pounds, 5 ounces. So excited to see our technical director and the new baby. We can't wait to see her. We got some pictures, but they don't want to show them on TV just yet. And of course, Nicole and Chase on the birth of Sawyer, who is also born. He's a beautiful baby.
Yes.
Ron and Vern, our new grandparents.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Eunette Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and Ace Country Radio, thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you again next newscast.
Good night.
Good night.